B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5, or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run.
Guys, the hell are you looking at? Does it ever make you nervous when the dog just stands there and like stares at what to us is nothing? Never really worried about it until dealing with Ms. Bomey and all of her damn Paranormal Activity movies and Ghost Hunters International and Ghost Hunters, and yeah. Then again, I thought of that. There's one of my favorite comics is the Far Side, and there was one in there where there's like two dogs, and one of them says, "Come on, let's just stare at the basement door and growl." I love doing that to him. Shelby, what are you eating? Sorry, sidetracked by the dog. It's always something. And a text message. I don't know if you caught that. It's kind of funny. My text message sound is a bottle cap opening. Speaking of bottle caps, there's one on top of this. The flying fish. Redfish. From Tom. Hey. And the hot sauce has still been going on stuff, so it's not gonna be long. That's gonna be gone. The heck did I put it on yesterday? More pizza, and I mixed it with some traditional salsa and put it on a taco salad. Yeah. So we're gonna open this with the 50 cal round. Hemp seed. There you go. Get some light on it. Woo! That's good light right there. There it is. The money shot. And nothing on the inside. But there is something on the inside of this. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, that's got fantastic color. Good carbonation. Good head. Man, just brilliant color. Look at that. It's got a nice hoppy smell to it. Okay, why wait? This is the first thing today. Why not? What else is there to do? And yeah, my good friend JR10, you're absolutely right. You know, we don't always understand why things happen, but I am a big believer in things happen for a reason, and that logic doesn't really explain Obama, other than for the rest of us to appreciate what freedom really is and what government is not supposed to look like. Of course, government is such a bunch of shit anyway. They really don't have the power over us, and the problem is the perception of so many people is that they do, and that's why we are where we are right now. And that's why so many people, like the conservative radio shows I listen to, Mark Levin, love Michael Savage, and all those are just like, there's so many pussies out there that everybody is willing to bend over, and people like our group are so far and few in between. You know, it just kind of reminds me of a personal scenario once in my life at work. Everybody complained about something. We all wanted it fixed. We agreed. The next meeting that we had like one every other Friday, that we'd speak up and we'd get this fixed. And the meeting went on, and the end of the meeting, the owner's like, is there anything else anybody wants to talk about? And it's like everybody looked at each other and everybody looked at me, and I stood up and I said, this is what's been bothering me and the rest of us, and blah blah blah, and this crap all needs to be fixed. And he stops, and he's like looking mad because, you know, it was going to be something that was going to financially affect him, because, you know, it was a small company, we were all being kind of taken advantage of. And he like looks around the table at everybody else and is like, does anybody else feel this way? Cue the crickets. I was like the only one that had the balls to stand up and actually say something. And then on top of that, nobody had my back. And that's the same problem we have with this country. I know so many people that talk about how this is bullshit and we need to get together and march on Washington. You know, what happened if everybody actually had the cojones to grab their weapons and head to Washington? There's no way that they could stop the masses. The bottom line is nobody will do it. I mean, even on a micro level, I mean, it starts to happen in some of our states, and all of a sudden they call out the National Guard and start taking people's guns and arresting them and blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, I don't think it should be a violent demonstration. I think it should be a powerful demonstration, but not violent. It really wasn't negative. I just think that our government is a joke. And on the path that we're on, you know, I mean, over the years, oh, I don't know why you're so worried, it's just this, or why you're so worried, it's just that. Well, why don't you take your worries and start stacking them up, and by the time you're done, we're not going to see you anymore because they've taken everything from you. And don't even get me started on, oh, so-and-so did this. You know what? Try to have a conversation. I think Obama is the biggest piece of shit to be president yet, and he only outdoes Clinton, who outdid Bush, who I mean, every one of them. It's all a joke. They all need to go. Off the top of my head, I like Ted Cruz and I like Rand Paul. Other than that, it'd be a pretty empty building. Let's drink. I like Ted Cruz so much that we're all thinking about moving to Texas. That's good. Just for a second, though, reminds me of a couple things. I've been asked to talk about, like, our governor was Jesse Ventura for a while, and what my thoughts were on that. He was a good guy. He got stuff done, and he said he was going to do his job and then get out, which is exactly what he did. He didn't try to become one of these lifers. I thought he did, you know, nobody does everything perfect, but I thought he was one of the best. Right now, what do we have to show? Mark Dayton is a complete loser, joke liberal, and he's only added to it is Al the Idiot Franken. There's a guy who wasn't funny when he was on Saturday Night Live, and he definitely isn't funny when he's pretending to, well, he's not pretending to be a liberal. He's very good at being a liberal. Then Amy Klobuchar, another loser. Losers. This place is just filled, just the liberal mecca. I'm surprised we even have conceal and carry here. I don't even understand how that managed to make its way through. What, you leaving me? See, the dog can't even take it. Politics. Okay, where were we on this? It's like I said, it's actually the first thing to be consumed today. So the palate is really strong. And studio audience chewing on a rawhide. Evidently, just laying there on the blanket wasn't good enough. She had to go entertain herself with a rawhide and then come back. Okay. So the beer's all gone and I haven't said a damn thing about it. It has a not even sure what the hell that upfront stuff is. It has kind of a caramel, but the earthiness, almost like a burnt or roasted hops. The citrus and like grapefruit is definitely in there, but it's not really heavily overstated. Yeah, it's just it's a nice smooth, but a heavier flavor to it in the malts. Like I said, it's liking it. I don't get any of that. I don't know if they really say anything about it or not. It was 7%, so it is a little bit of a heavier hitter. Brash, Northwest hops, grated pine, grapefruit to blend the multi-layered malt background. Well, it's, if you like something with some flavor to it, some good flavor to it, but not overdone. I mean, it starts out saying, "Hey, we're here to party." Hope you like yeah, a little bit more of a caramely sweetness along with that piney grapefruit hit. It's you know, kind of back to yesterday's thing with that idiot liquor store owner handing Paul the something like a Belgium when he knows he's a PBR drinker. You know, I don't know if I'd start someone off with something like this. Well, especially not coming from the domestic side. You know, you gotta have a nice smooth ales and stuff like that, and work your way up. You know, maybe a little sweet action. Speaking of that, let's see. We gotta. Sorry, just pulling out maybe a little something for the rest of the day. What do we want? The sweet actions? Yeah, I think we can do 3 sweet actions a little bit later. Actually, though, I think I'm gonna righteous. You know what? I've been trying to save them here. This is what I'm down to before I have to go to the store. I think we're going to start with a couple of moose drools later. A couple of moose drools and some sweet action. That'll be the... Got some diesel up there too. God, I gotta go back in the lineup to see that how much of the 6-point stuff, I talk about the 6-point all the time, but how much of it did I actually review? Righteous, I know I did that. You got the brownstone, you got the diesel, you got the sweet action. Bottom line is this is good, and if you live in life on the can of PBR, I can see why you probably wouldn't like something like this. I can see venturing into you know, some of the ales, but I gotta throw it out there though. I mean, Paul Hasman, you could be a lot like my next door neighbor. I mean, I keep stuff on hand just so that I don't have to go anywhere. He usually drinks like a 6er and then won't drive, and then calls me because he wants me to run somewhere. And if I've had anything, I don't like to go anywhere. So I keep stuff like Bush and what do I got? Backup pile here, Michelob and stuff like that for him. And every now and then, like last night, I try slipping something in with just a little bit more flavor to see if he likes it or not. And I gave him, I don't remember what the hell I even gave him. It's something that New York Half-Ass Prepper sent me. You know, it wasn't bad. It would have been considered a Pilsner, but a heavier Pilsner. And I gave him like 2 Bush and that. and he texted me, and he's just like, any beer left? Any good beer left? So, useless. I pretty much got the, that was like the hint in his text that he liked the Bush that I gave him and didn't really like the other one. So I want to know if I had any more good beer. I mean, the hell, is that thing wrong or what? The camera must not be sitting in the right spot. There she is, yeah. Yeah. On the E scale, what do I think about the redfish? I like the redfish. I would get it again. That's 7% alcohol. They definitely hide that in there. And when the beer's all gone, what remains? It still leaves a nice little earthiness, not really bitter behind. And you might notice a little bit more of like the grapefruit on the tail end. But again, not just kind of earthy, not really what I'd consider bitter. Yeah. So I think of course, it's like any time, it's like, first of all, we're cheating. We got the flavor enhancing glass. That is really tasting good right now. I think I put 2 days in a row on a 7.5. I'll give this a 7.5. And we gotta, just to make Jerry happy, we have to put it there because we can't block her. That was a lesson that was brought to my attention. That was very serious. We do not put the beer rating over the Bush Girl. Enough said. Woodswalker 67. Everybody needs a center. Jerry's like, settle down, we'll work through this, and if not, we'll find someone that can burn the shit down. Flying fish, redfish. I liked it. It's definitely more in the malts. I mean, the hops were there, the hoppiness was there, and that was definitely definitely good, but it was kind of unique. I mean, it's like you could pull like 5 or 6 of my favorite of the hoppy beers, and this still kind of is in sort of its own little category for taste. So 7.5. And what should we look at next? I'm assuming that there will be no phone calls today for work tomorrow, which, again, that whole expression, make hay when the sun is shining, I really, and not that like right now I'm carrying well, we don't want I don't care about them. Right now I'm carrying the Walther P99 in my Aegis holster, and I definitely already have my thoughts and my ideas. I mean, I've been using this thing. I've had this thing for a long time, and I have to honestly say that I carried my my Kimber, the 1911, in this holster. I don't know, I suppose I've carried it a total of 4 days, and it's not that I don't like the holster. I've really gotten spoiled on the smaller guns. And I mean, I didn't do exactly great on my second request. They sent me one for the P99, which is definitely a smaller and lighter gun than a 1911. But I You know, you just get used to stuff like the G27 and my Walther PPS. That Walther PPS, you're talking about a guy that packs a bunch of energy behind it, and all fits into a very small package. They did, as you know, send me this the sheath for that, and I really like the idea. It's kind of one of those things though where this isn't like an everyday thing, you know. This is like, especially for me, you know, I'm going somewhere where I know as a questionable clientele, and I'll use this as my backup gun. But maybe if the weather's nice, I'll get out. Here we are. Yesterday wasn't bad, but it rained in the morning, and by the time it all cleared up, I was working on the honeydew list, and I never had a chance to get out because I kind of want to incorporate some actual draw and shoot and reholster stuff in my videos. I mean, you know, some people might get a little pissed off. They send me something and sometimes it goes up, I make a video on it within the week, and sometimes like the Aegis, I've had that holster, I've had these holsters a long damn time and they haven't seen anything from me, and it's just because I'm skeptical and I won't do a video on something if I don't like it. I've sent shit back. I've not done videos on stuff. Just because you send me something doesn't mean you're going to see a video on it. And this is just not my cup of tea in a holster. I mean, it never was something I really liked. I spent 4 hours with a white hat, that's how they pronounced it, one of these kind of hybrid holsters, just seeing if it would be something that I would even thinking about buying, and by the time it was over, I gave it back to my friend, and I've never really looked at it twice until Aegis sent me this, and I'm digging them. You know, is it my number one choice in a holster? Not really, but I also don't have a holster, one of these hybrid holsters, in either of my carry guns. I don't have one of their holsters for the Glock or for the Walther, the PPS, but it does surprisingly make the P99 disappear. But I think honestly, with the way this looks, I'll probably be losing these tabs and actually carrying the 1911 outside the waistband with this. I think it really looks sharp when it's in this. So maybe if it's nice tomorrow, I'll do that. Right now, it looks like it's gonna rain. Looks like the sun is out right now, and it looks like it's gonna rain. So next beer. I got 2 things left from Mike at the Recoil channel. I got 3 things left from Hef, plus a whole bunch of shit from New York Half-Ass Prepper. God, I know. So far, I haven't been doing too well on the stuff from Phillips. They seem like they put a lot of energy into their labels and not so much into the beer. But let's take a look at Amnesiac. This is a double IPA and 8.5%. That's good on the percentage, but I'm sorry, man. 8 on a double IPA. This better be packing more than the Heffy had not tried that, and he was absolutely right. He read the label, looked at the picture, and went, Hopperation? Anything that shows a plane dropping hops, man, that's got to be like packed full of hoppiness, but not really, not so good. So let's take a look at the Amnesiac. We'll put that up on deck. And I think I'm gonna chill down a couple of moose drills and some sweet action. Of course, like always, there's never any damn room in here, which that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. Okay, you guys have a great rest of the day, and we will see you tomorrow. And yeah, I don't know. I got so much stuff to do around here. Hey, why not? Like JR10 says, just take advantage of the situation. Cross your fingers. Maybe I'll get a call to go back to work on Thursday and Friday and think about how great it was just to be able to relax these last couple days and drink beer with you guys. So, out here.